the IT industry. Otherwise, it will be a burden for you as well as the IT companies. Okay, all those things said and done. But as part of today, I'm going to give you the quick step-by-step activities which you can perform for cracking the interview. But again, guys, preparation is at the core. Otherwise, all these things will not really make sense. And even if you get job with these tips or tricks, still life is going to be problematic when you get at work also. Okay? So the right solution is becoming good and then cracking the interview and then having a pretty jolly, successful life in the IT industry. Okay? Okay, fine. All those things said and done. Let's get started. Let's get started with cracking. Hope you got the base concept here. Okay, without knowledge, survival in the industry is really hard. And I have seen people crying. I have seen people quitting the IT industry. 4-5 saal kaam kiye, and then they are saying, no, yaar, IT is not for me. There is so much stress, so much pressure. I have seen people coming to me with doctor prescriptions saying, ke, Tausief, don't give me too much work because doctor has said ki over stress se problem ho jayega. So I've seen a lot of drama in the IT industry. So I'm just saying ki if you are not good, your life is going to be in problem in IT. It is not that casual and chill life. Okay? But at the same time, I want to tell you that in the IT, there are both kind of jobs. So just understand, before we really dig down into cracking the interview, I want to show you the truth of what kind of industry you're looking into. Okay, there are both kind of jobs. I know that there are companies without any work, pretty chill work, and then six months, one year, nothing happening. Just going to office, chilling, working maybe here and there, half of a day, and that too just chill life, may weekly just doing something, and then coming back monthly getting the salary, and like that years also being passed. I've seen even that kind of companies. So I'm not saying always in IT pressure will be there, but then as I know that as an end result, there is a huge package difference between such casual people and the people who actually can do great quality work. Okay, I have actually seen people, let's say, having 10 years of experience and having a package of 12 lakhs. And I have seen people having 10 years of experience and having a package of 70 plus lakhs. Same IT industry, same years of experience, but knowledge completely different, and IT rewards people completely differently. Okay, so now it's your choice. Maybe you can find a comfortable job which is not challenging enough and somehow try to survive, get the monthly salary and sustain. But that's a very bad way of living. Okay, because without knowledge, it's not good place to be in. Okay, and just imagine after 10 years, if you're not really good, anywhere survival is going to be tough if you try changing, and then that becomes pretty problematic. And once you take a home loan or something, 15 years, 20 years of loan, so you have to keep working. So I'm just trying to tell you the importance, how strong preparation is going to help you in a successful career. So if you're not strong, survival also in the IT industry will become hard. And when recessions and all this happens, life becomes even more worse. So please understand that. My whatever 13 minutes we spoke, just one thing I wanted to emphasize: strong preparation is the key for success of cracking the interview as well as getting selected in the IT and working a very successful career. Without strong preparation, your life is always going to be at risk in some form or the other. Okay, politics mein phasoge, fir this will happen, that will happen, all that nonsense will happen. Okay, fine. Now, chalo, let's get down to the actual topic for today. Okay, of how do you crack the interview? Okay, even setting all this, but there are few important things which you need to do right in order to crack the interview. Now, what happens, guys? When you are trying to go through an interview process, different companies have different rounds because they might have screening. Okay, they might have aptitude. Okay, they might have written tests or coding rounds. Then there will be technical face-to-face rounds. Some companies have 1 round, 2 rounds, it depends. Yeah, 2 rounds are pretty common. Next, after that, managerial round will be there. Sometimes managerial and technical might be mixed together. Different company, different variations. And then the final HR discussion about salary and all of that. Okay? Now, basically, these are the simple process of hiring. IT industry is, again, think from the perspective of IT industry. If let's say in my team we have 40 people, we have a new opening, right? So from team perspective, I would like a good candidate to come here who can work and take the responsibility for the project. That's what I want. That's what the team members want. Somebody who can be helpful, not some baggage जिसको काम करने भी नहीं आ रहा, not even understanding, and then trying to teach such people. IT doesn't want. IT wants smart people who can come, take the responsibility. If doesn't know, then work hard, learn it, and then deliver back to the system. Everybody wants to do that. And for identification of such people, okay, who can do the work, who can understand things, who can solve problems, that is where all these rounds will be there. Okay, and the overall aim of this rounds, okay, overall strategy is basically only two. Okay, the basic identification of whether you are the right candidate is only two things. Okay, do you have the right capability, skills to perform that job wherever you are applying for? Do you have the right skills? Do you have the right capability? Okay, and the second thing is, are you willing or motivated to work for this job? Both are important. Okay? First one becomes a prerequisite for the second one. Just try to understand. Many people, I've been interviewing since past 8 years. There are people who come not really able to technically be good, but when they realize they are not able to answer an interview, they straight away get to the second mode. But we will be very dedicated. We will work really very hard. We need this job. We will give our best shot. But I want to tell you, okay, let's say if it is going to a war, Indian army mein koi war front pe if somebody is going, right? If a person is not skilled to manage in such pressure environment, do you think only motivation will help him to survive? No. Without skills, it's not going to work out. He will be shot dead on the first day, maybe. Like that point is, if just with your willpower, please give me job, I will work really very hard, doesn't work out. The question comes, dekho, thoda understand this with me. If you really need the job, the question comes, then why are you not learning and working on yourself and becoming the right skilled person through that job? The right solution is becoming capable. If you are saying, I want job, I want job, I want job, then become capable and get the job. Is that simple? Please understand that. When you come in with IT industry, give me job, the right thing will be, I am capable to do this. I have the skills which it takes. Now I deserve this job, not give me job. I deserve this job. So that is where I'm saying full focus of this full interview is going to be two things. Do you have the capability? And once you have the capability, then only comes, are you willing to work, your energy, enthusiasm, and yes, I want this job. But that is secondary. First thing comes is, are you capable to do the job? And if you're not capable, nobody even looks at how motivated or inspired or dedicated you are. Because without capability, you cannot do anything. Just with motivation, you cannot do it. You need to be skilled. You need to be good. You need to solve the problems. You need to think. You need to ask questions. You need to understand situations. And that talks about your step by step core touch karte. All these rounds ka basic aim is, are you capable? And then are you willing to work? Without capability, just here will not work. And then only capability, but not willing to work, that is also not going to work. And that is where this willingness basically happens at HR level, managerial level, and somewhat at the technical level. But initially, majorly people check it for your capability. Are you really capable to do the job? Okay. Now, when we have spoken so much about capability and skills, let me tell, in order to crack the interview, you need to work on around 5 to 6 areas. Strong preparation required in 5 to 6 areas. Now, what are this? Okay, first, the core technology, whatever it is, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, core Java, advanced Java, okay, or Python and all, core programming of Python. So whatever, the core programming knowledge is always going to be useful for you. How the basic looping works, how collections, how concurrency, how threads, and all of that basic data structures. Okay, some algorithms basics. Okay, people get like data structures and algorithms, how much it will be and not it will be. Okay, it's simple. You need to learn. Even for, I'm saying, if you go for top companies, like top, very much like product based organizations who are rewarding, paying very extensively, there you need to really have very strong grip on these concepts of algorithms, data structures. Okay. However, even if you go to the second stage companies which will pay you decent, there also minimum knowledge of data structures and algorithms will be required. What does it mean? You need to have a sense what data structures should be used in what cases, when to go for a list versus a set versus something else versus a map, and then how it works, who is faster, who is slower, in which situation, which one to use. And you should be able to write logic in order to process all of these data structures, and that is where it becomes an algorithm. Unnecessary for loops and all should be avoided, writing clean code. But I'm even saying second level companies will also expect you to have some good knowledge on data structures and basics of writing code and algorithm based upon these data structures. Top level companies will definitely want it. Even second stage will need it, because that is going to be your day-to-day job when you are coding, working with collections, working with some kind of data stores. Okay, now that is where it all comes as part of your core technology. And even, let's say, even if it is next 5 years for you, every interview will start with checking your core technology knowledge. It will always be there. Okay. Now second area comes framework. Framework is how the projects will be developed in the real world. And that is where, when we go to frameworks, in front end side, it gets Angular, React, Vue. Okay. Next, Java guys will know Spring Boot, Hibernate. Python people know Django, and so on and so forth. I think what real-time projects will not happen only based upon core technologies, because it is a lot of work. It cannot happen. Market is having very stable. Okay, for CSS there is Bootstrap. Now you need to understand what are the frameworks for you to do the projects, and you need to have good knowledge upon that based upon what is trending in the market. Okay, now fine. This is first. This is second. You need to learn both of them. Next comes the third area, coding skills. I'm just trying to say competency focus is where, so that you can do your preparation accordingly. Okay, core ho gaya, framework ho gaya, coding skills. Dekho guys, people have this, right? I'm not good in coding, or I'm struggling with coding, what to do, what not to do. Dekho, answer is simple. Coding comes with practice. As simple as that. Even if let's say right now your mind does not work, how does things happen, guys? You need to understand this. This is real human being sense. The brain will do things which you train the brain to do. Okay, I repeat, whatever you keep doing again and again and again, that is where you're training your brain to do that activity. Coding is just that skill. When, let's say, we are in our college, so that much of seriousness for coding is not given to people, or maybe students don't take it, and many of them just maybe copy paste during examinations, or just look here and there, maybe memorize the code and pass it. The real world cannot happen like that. Okay, but the point is, if you don't know coding in the past, that does not mean you cannot learn it. The thing is, your brain does not know how to think, how to code right now. That is the problem. But if you work daily 1 hour to improve your coding skills, there are a lot of books available on this. There are a lot of courses available on this. There are a lot of blogs written. There are a lot of websites where you can practice coding. Don't get worried about, or I'm not able to do it. But it is something, it's a skill which will grow only when you work. And there is no ready-made solution for that. Coding will come only when you code more. That's the only solution. And then there are so many sources by which you can learn and code. There are websites available where you can keep practicing your coding. There are books available. There are blogs written. But you have to give a commitment to yourself. देखो shortcut तो नहीं है. Life doesn't have shortcut for anything. But if you commit to yourself, right from tomorrow onwards, you will start with basic coding. On some of the websites, I will recommend you some website, whether you are able to do it or not, but sit daily for 1 hour and try to do it. Try to do it. Put your brain to it. Arey, kya karenge? What will you do? What will you do? What will you do? Let's just put your brain to it. You will realize daily by daily, it will start becoming better. The brain will give you ideas. In 1 week, you will be in a better place than what you are today. And you will realize if you just continue doing this activity for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, you will be far better than who you are right now. Please understand, coding is a skill which will be acquired over time. The more you do, the better you will become. And it is not something which can be given ready-made to you. Nobody can give you coding ready-made. It is all about practice. Because guys, it is teaching your brain how to think. And guys, it's not possible. Somebody in maybe in a session also tells you how to think. Okay, guidance is available and they are all available in books, courses, websites. The important thing is for 1 month, make a strong commitment. Daily 1 hour, I will practice coding. And there will be questions available on these websites, available free of cost. Start practicing it. By the end of 1 month, let's say right now is 16th of August. Let's say by end of August, you can become a better programmer, and then continue doing that over and over. You will become really confident. That's important. Okay. Now the thing is, how can we practice coding? Now, there are some of the websites. A lot of coding questions are there and even answers provided. These are some of the links for that. But you have to sit and think. Dekho guys, trying is not going to take you anywhere. Just telling I don't know coding, I don't like coding is not going to take you anywhere. Okay. Logical mind has to be there if you want to work in the IT industry. Let's say even if AI comes and everybody is using AI, dekho, we don't know for how long it will take. Coding will become absolute, not required anymore. We don't know that. It might be 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. It might be any time. We don't know. Till the time coding is fully replaced from IT industry, it could be in years also in forward. Till the time it is fully replaced, you have to learn. That's how it is. You just look at what's going to happen today and next 6 months, next 1 year. And for the next 1 year, coding is going to be there. That's for sure. It's not going to disappear. So don't get worried about our AI is RI coding and everything. I will do it automatically. Don't habituate to that kind of a mindset, because you will never learn with that attitude. If you are feeling, oh, ChatGPT is there, GitHub Copilot is there, other tools are there, coding, I'll just figure it out. Don't think like that. Make up a mindset that I will learn it. Why? Because you never know. There are some companies, they are strictly saying no to usage of AI tools also. Okay. Recently, there was a new news. Microsoft fired some of the employees because they were using AI tools very extensively. The point is, you don't know what's going to happen in future, but at least you know right now, for the next 1 year, you have to learn coding and be good in that. And that will train your mind to think. So please understand this basic. Don't rely just on these tools, because even for using the tools, a logical mind is required, and coding is that fuel for your mind to think properly. If you cannot think code, maybe you cannot even use AI tools properly. Because kya karenge yaar? The brain has to think first. Then you can ask right questions, get the right answers, apply it in the code, see the code generated is right or wrong. Okay, many people are doing this. Code is generated automatically using AI tool, and they are not even able to understand and debug that code. Now, who is responsible for that? You. So just to tell once again, coding is a must skill. And right now, for the next 1 year at least, it's going to be heavily utilized, dependent, and maybe it will continue for a very long time. We don't know. Future is uncertain, but right now we can see 1 year roadmap. Coding is required. And if you are into development, you cannot hate coding, because there is no future without that. Okay, at least for the next 5 years of your career, you have to do extensive coding. then you can transition to the next stage. I did coding for initial 7 years of my life, and then onwards next kind of roles started coming up. But initially 7 years tak I was hard coding. Okay, backend side, front end side, AWS side, using applications. That was my life for 7 years. Okay, now this is where I'm telling you, love coding. Even if you don't know it, work for developing that skill, because everybody in the end wants people who can code. Let's keep it that raw. They are expected to come, understand functionality, and build code, write an application which will work and meet the functionality. So without coding, future is going to be uncertain for you. And now there are these websites. I would simply suggest, okay, Career Cup is good one. Okay, there are other websites also. This link I will paste it in the chat. On this link, they have mentioned around 50 plus websites where coding can be practiced. Out of that 50, a lot of nice names are there. Okay, maybe you can just copy paste that full link, ask it to chat GPT. Okay, give us the top 5 coding websites out of this. It will suggest you something. You can start creating an account there and start practicing. Okay, so one thing I will say, you need to start. That's it. There are 50 websites. Don't get too much confused. Where should I go? Pick one, pick the top 2, 3, usme se ek le lo and get started. Because on an average, everybody will train you properly. So don't get stuck with this decision. My suggestion even will be codesignal.com/developers can create. It gives right from basic onwards you the capability to write code, and then on it increases the complexity as you start learning more and solving more problems. So this I found really helpful. Career Cup is helpful. Geek is helpful. There is other Hacker Rank and other websites also. Elite Code is really good as well. The point is there are many good websites, but the main problem is not the website. The main problem is us getting started. So guys, in the beginning of the today's session, we said 5 hours of daily job hunting and 5 to 6 hours of daily preparation. Out of the preparation, can you give 1 hour to extensively learn coding? And guys, in 1 month maximum, your brain will know how to code, how to see a logic, how to build a logic, and that is how your life in IT as well as cracking interview is going to go good. Okay, fine. So far, so good. Guys, are you able to understand it? Can you just comment it in chat? I'm trying to really give you the pinpointers. Nice, nice. Many people are saying getting it. Yes, understood. Super. Chalo, ठीक है? अभी तरोताजा होते. It's 9:32. We have to touch more important points as well. More like 28 minutes for the call. Let's come back. Okay? Now, itna ho gaya. We said there are around few more things. Fourth is project. Already since past day we are talking about project. Already your mind should be opened up right now. It's not about writing a small application and saying, hey, we know everything. It's about expanding it, doing it the way real world does it. Smaller microservices, independent responsibility services, proper connections between them, using proper softwares at the right places, and then making it all happen functionally together. And that's how you build a project. So you need to know how to apply these top 3 core, framework, coding, and build a project, because in the end we all have to build projects in the IT industry, not do POCs and stuff like that. We have to build projects, and for that you need to know how to apply these all knowledge together to meet a functionality. That is where you should know project. Whatever we discussed since past 2 days, all that logic apply, sit on that and start applying these 2 things together. Okay? And September month may we will be giving you the code of a project also. I will explain you the code as well. Okay? Now fine. Now moving on to the last 2 items here. Okay, project since 2 days we are talking, so let's not get too much into that topic. But the final 2 things, guys. Understand this thing. And it is a kind of soft skill, but many people get affected because of this, and that is your communication. Okay, I'll keep it simple. Communication is not fluency. Communication is, can you understand what is being discussed or what is being told to you? Okay. Next, when you understand that, do you get questions? And are you able to ask those questions back to the people so that they understand properly? That is communication. Okay. Point is, if not able to do this basic transaction of thoughts, then IT may survival is going to be pretty hard, because day to day discussions will happen, meetings will happen, agreements will happen, something people will agree upon, something they will not agree upon, estimations related discussions, client requirement related discussions, demos will happen, and all of this is interactions with one another. If you cannot understand what others are saying, if you cannot think on top of that, and if you cannot talk back to them and explain your understanding to them, basically it's not going to work. It's not going to work out. Okay? The point is, again, you have to start doing this basic communication. Okay? And now let me tell another second truth here. IT industry has somewhere standardized English as the model of communication in the organizations. There are multiple reasons for that, people. Okay? And you have to understand those reasons, then only you can solve the problems. First, in the same team, there will be people from different regional spaces. Some will come from south, some will come from north, some will come from west, and regionally the language might be completely different. Okay. Plus there are clients coming from, let's say, outside Europe, okay, US and all that. Those kind of clients will also be there in meetings. Now understand, there is so much of diverse kind of people in the company, in your team. Point is, there has to be something standard way of talking to everybody. Otherwise, what happens, guys? If let's say you two start talking in whatever your regional language, and in the meeting, third person is there. If that person does not understand, that person feels, are you intentionally talking in a language which he does not understand? The clients, in front of clients, if you speak like that to one another, they also feel, oh, are they trying to hide something from us? Point is, English is, that's where made neutral so that everybody can talk in the same language. So if you're not aware of that, you need to work hard. And guys, I have heard HRs and many other top managers giving this statement. Okay, if somebody is not good in communication, don't hire them. Why? Because there is a lot of interaction, lot of discussions to be done on the floor. And even though you might be technically very good, but if you cannot communicate your understanding to others, cannot understand what others are saying, that you will not be able to apply your skills to work there. And the IT industry is about end results. You need to deliver projects which needs hardcore discussions. That is where I'm saying start working on your communication skills. And I'm not saying fluency, but I'm saying understanding, telling, making other people understand what you are thinking, and that too confidently. Okay? So please work on this capability as well. Okay? Now on top of this, guys, one last thing comes, sixth one. देखो point is, again, you might say, अरे कैसे करे, इतना सब करना है. You देखो guys, okay, पहले last लिखते हैं and then don't get overwhelmed कि अरे core, framework, coding, project, communication, and I don't know any of it. Like, it's okay, nobody knows it. Step by step to सीखते हैं, otherwise how will people know all such things? Okay, the last point is, okay, coding questions. In your schools and colleges, you might have read, right, guides, what kind of questions will come in interview. Start practicing there also, so that you can know pinpointed what kind of questions will come, how to answer for that, and then parallelly all this preparation. Before we get to the next topic, I want you to understand few very important things here. We discussed these 6 areas. Let's say right now you don't know any of this. Worst case pakadte kuch bhi nahi aata. And I definitely know in this group there will be people who know better than that. But I'm assuming worst case, if a person does not even know anything, okay, even that person can get the job systematically. Okay? So now understand this with me, guys. This is really important topic for the next few minutes, but really important to understand. Dekho, don't get emotional about your job. Okay, don't attach emotions with it. I am not getting job, I am not getting job, my family situation are worse, everybody is expecting me to do the job and still I am not having it, please give me job. Crying, complaining, rone dhone se nothing is going to happen. You need to remove emotions from the picture and get practical about it, and ask a question to yourself: do you deserve job? Should a company really give you job? Remove emotion first. Emotionally, yes, everybody wants the job and everybody wants the job today. Remove emotions, get practical. Do you really deserve job? What do you know so that company should really give you a job? That's the right question. And if you don't know stuff, then you should not even ask for a job. Your focus should be prepare yourself for getting the job. Okay, so I want you to first remove emotions from the picture and get practical. And practicality says you need to know all of these things, and that is how you can crack interviews, that is how you can do good at work. And now the point is, know that reality, you need to be aware of reality. Everything cannot be done in one day or even 1 week. It is all a matter of time. When you consistently put, guys, important statement, when you consistently put 5 hours every single day for the next 1 month, then some of these topics will happen. Not everything, maybe even if you work for 1 month. But if somebody says, no, daily I will be putting 8 hours in preparation only, maybe in 1 month you will be able to cover far better than other people, but not sure whether you can complete everything also. Now, I want you to understand, your day planning should be daily you do the job hunting. You never know kab job lag jaye. But parallelly, you have to keep preparing daily 5-6 hours. Both has to go in parallel, and negativity should be out of the game. Emotion should be out of the game. Just understand, guys, if your family took care of you for the past 20 years of the life, you were not earning, they were okay with that. They took care of you. Now is the time when you should start realizing, okay, even if it takes 6 more months or 1 more year, I can get the job, and that belief should come from you, not emotional, but practical decisions. I know that I will get the job because I will work on myself. Guys, you are smart, you are intelligent. If you work on yourself, because commitment is required, daily if you put 5 hours in preparation, 5 hours in job hunting, and do it for next few years, something will click in this journey. Anytime it can happen. And a point will come where you will be having all of this knowledge, and plus you will be ready to qualify, and you're doing both things in parallel. Interviews will start happening and you will start cracking and getting into the industry. So my suggestion, remove emotions, get practical. Yes, everything is not possible to do in 1 day or 1 week also, but plan it out. Daily 6 hours kaam karunga. No matter what happens, I will work. And then start working. Okay, out of 6 hours, daily 1 hour I will give coding because I want to definitely grow on that. Okay, fine. Next, you can say daily 3 hours I will work on core and framework. By that way, 4 hours done. And maybe you say daily I will work on communication, because how communication also improves. Daily practice improves communication. Whatever you are learning, maybe record yourself on phone, speak, explain the concepts. Okay, right now people started writing blogs about your technical learning. How about you explain those concepts, maybe just on phone, even vocally? That way your communication will improve, answering in interview will also improve. That's another trick. The point is, ideas are all there, but if you implement, then the results will become. Okay, so the next important thing, what conclusion here is, daily spend 10 to 11 hours for getting job. It will come. Job is not going anywhere. Become ready and the job will come. Doesn't matter how tough the market is, it will come to you. Okay, apply the week 1 techniques, do the preparation, what we are discussing right now, job is going to come. And you should have that belief and you should work towards that. Keep negativity out of questions and get practical, not emotional. Get practical, and then you will be getting it. Opportunity will come, you will be rewarded for that. Okay, daily 10 to 11 hours, maybe 5 to 6 hours of daily preparation and 5 hours of daily job hunt. That's it. If you can be that committed, I'm telling you, within weeks, the knowledge will start growing and things will start happening. Okay? If you can understand till this point, just comment it in the chat if you get something of this sort. Okay? And guys, your confirmations in the chat, do a commitment confirmation. It should be like, yes, matlab, I will do it. The yes should be followed up with attitude of doing it. It's very important. Okay? Very good, very good. Chalo, next. And guys, देखो, why I know you can do it is pretty simple. देखो, you are given a brain by universe, okay, just like any other smart person on the planet. All our brain works the same way. The mechanism is completely same for all our brains, okay, but it is a machine. What you feed inside that, the brain gives that, processes that. Okay, now the point is, capability is there in your mind. If you feed these 6 points to your brain, if you spend daily 10 hours, you are training your brain to do this thing, and your brain will become smarter to learn those things. If you don't do this, if you just cry and complain, the brain is never going to learn. So I'm telling you, potential capability wala brain to hai, but if you give that kind of food to your brain, then the brain will give you results back. So potential, capability, talent, you have it. Just consist